All right, last video. I hope you enjoy these a little bit, as fun as it can be. Maybe I should try to rap, right? Maybe a little bit more entertaining, but unfortunately, no. You can watch the rap video if you want to, but no rapping here. So we have the first video was how do you create an equation? The second one is how do you find the slope? And the last one is how do you find the y-intercept? All right, so how do we find that? And again, once we know the slope, once we know the y-intercept, you're pretty much good to go on how do you solve these. So before you can find the y-intercept, you have to find the slope. And so in this case, and again, you should have this notes in front of you. I'll go a little bit faster this time. So again, we subtract the x's, subtract the y. So this case, it's 32 minus 4. And then the next case is 10 minus 3. So 10 minus 3. And so in this case, we have 28. We change 28 y's for 7 x's. We want to know for 1 x, and so we take that 28 divided by 7, and we get 4. All right, so our slope is 4. So if you look on that sheet, on the note sheet, how do we check or find our slope? So I would rewrite this table. So we actually start off at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And so you don't have to actually go to 10. You could just stop at 3. But just so you can understand it a little bit more, I went all the way down to 10. And so I went by 1s so we can see our slope is still going by 1s, right? So this is going by 1s. Here, right, it's not going by 1. So if it always helps, rewrite the table going by 1s. And so for 3, so you're going to erase these. So at 3, we're at 4. So at 3, we're at 4. Okay? Then at 10, we're at 32. So at 10, all right, and keep that down, we're at 32. We found our slope, right? We found our slope. Our slope is 4. So let's see if it is. 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, and sure enough, the next one's 32. So we do know the slope is 4. Now, as we go down, right, we add, but when we go back to this other way, we go the opposite way. So in this case, we subtract. The next one's 0, negative 4, negative 8. And now we can stop because now we found our start value, right? And when we start at 0, and again, we watched that video about 0, we're at negative 8, and so our start value is negative 8. And so in this case, our equation is y equals 4 times x, because we're adding more and more 4s, minus 8. Or some of us like to say 4x plus negative 8, which is an equivalent way of saying minus 8. So that's one way. Now what's another way to find the slope? Because sometimes it's not so easy to scale up or scale down to get to 0 in our table. Okay, so sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. And actually, you could, but it could take a little bit longer time. So what's a faster strategy that you could do? So I'm going to assume we already found our slope. So we found our slope of 4. Okay, and you can see this below in your sheet here. And so you know our equation, right? We know our equation is y equals 4 times x. We just don't know what are we adding or what are we subtracting. So we have our x, we have our, and let's give a little space like I did on your sheet. And then we have our y for our work. We know 3, we should get out 4. And then we know when we put in 10 for x, we should get out 32. Now, what we know is we're going to multiply by 4. We know that we're adding more and more 4s every time. And so we take 3 times 4. Here we're going to have 4 3s. And so that's 12. Then you could also take the slope and multiply by 10. 3 times 10. And we get 30. I'm sorry, not 3 times 10. I made a mistake. The slope is 4. So it's 10 times 4. I'm sorry. So again, you always make mistakes. You just got to understand it. 40. And so again, this is 4 times x. And if you even want to switch the order so it makes more sense, this is 4 3s. So 4 times 3 is 12. This is 4 10s. So it's 4 times 10 is 40. Then we say, well, what do we have to add or subtract to get our actual value? What's our y-intercept? What's that value that we add or subtract once? Well, how do we get to 12 to 4? How do we get to 40 to 32? You can see it's the same thing. We have to subtract 8. And so in this case, our equation is y equals 4x minus 8, or plus negative 8, whichever you prefer. Okay, so let's practice this. and again, you could rewind it and watch this a couple times with those notes in front of you, is all right, we go down to this one. And actually, I'll do it both ways for this one. Okay, so I'll do both ways here. So 4 to 10 and 7 to 31. First off, you have to find your slope. So again, if you have trouble with that slope, you need to watch the other video and work on the other sheets. We subtract our y's and we subtract our x's. 31 minus 10 is 21. Okay, then we subtract our x's. 7 minus 4 is 3. We want it per one x, so we divide by the x. So 21 divided by 3, our slope is 7. Okay, so what this already did for us is it took these values 4, 10, and we put them in a table going by 1. So this is that first strategy. Now we want to look, is our slope 7? So let's see, 17, 24, and if we add 7, sure enough, we're at 31. Now if we go backwards, we have to subtract 7. So that's 3, negative 4, negative 11, negative 18. If you're subtracting 7 every time, just going backwards. And so our y-intercept is negative 18. And so our equation is y equals 7x minus 18. Now what about the other way? Okay, so this is the first way. Again, you have to create this table on your own though, right? So I created it for you this time, but if you are going to go by this, you need to know how to make this table go by ones and putting that start value in. Now, what if you don't have that table? I'm sorry, if you don't want to do this whole table. So first off, you still have to find your slope. So I won't erase that, so you still have your slope. Okay, but now you have to find out is what do you have to add or subtract? And we already know it's going to be minus 18, but let's just see if we can, and let me pick a different color than green. I just don't like green. And again, we could actually even leave some space here. So 4, we know, leave some space, we know we should get 10. And 7, leave some space, but we know we should get 31. And we know our slope is 7, right, from right here. We know the slope is 7, so we know we're going to add more and more 7s. So we're going to multiply by 7. So this is 7 times 4, which is 28. And then this is 7 times 7, so there's 7 7s, and that is 49. Now the question is how do we get 28 into 10? How do we get 49 into 31? We have to subtract 18, okay? And so our y-intercept, we have to subtract 18. So sometimes it is going to be adding, like this one. This one will be adding. So you have to increase the value for that one. So sometimes it is going to be adding instead of, I know just our examples right now that I'm going over have been subtraction. So our start value is this, again, minus 18. And so our equation is y equals 7x minus 18. Okay, and so again, that's how we get 28 into 10, okay, and 49 into 31. Okay, we subtract 18. So again, watch this video a couple times. Again, if after you watch this video and you still are stuck, watch it again. And if you're still stuck after watching it several times, then definitely ask me, and we'll definitely have you some more help as well after school or before. All right, thank you.